running around getting into shit, you need to be eating cereal.
See, and
Cereal.
but so it reminded me of Harry Potter, and like at the end of the video, like the brother dies and he's sitting at this table, and like I don't know if the girls were magic, but it was like 3 moons, and it kind of creeped me out because I think I actually had a dream like it. No, I did. I had a dream, and you know what? Speaking of it, I'm putting that out in the world. Who in the heck boogers is pregnant? And I say that, and I don't even know if that even counts. Yeah, the goldfish. I had a dream yesterday about. I took a nap because if y'all know my saga, I was. Oh yeah, Gary, you need to go into Walgreens.
Yes, I do.
If y'all know my saga, y'all know I didn't have Ambien, so I was up, didn't sleep. But I had a dream about DC Young Fly, and I got to a fight, and it was like it was like goldfish, the multicolored goldfish crackers. Which I know if you dream of fish, that means somebody's pregnant. So whoever's pregnant, let me know. I don't know DC Young Fly personally, so I can't say it's him, but it's somebody that I know personally. I believe in that. I'm very superstitious. So whoever's pregnant, please claim your goldfish crackers. But I had that's a dream that I had about was a fish, and I remember because I had a blue betta fish. His name was Preston. I had him for 3 years. They told me that they only supposed to live for 6 months, but I had Preston for 3 years. And I remember having a dream, and it was raining fish, but only it wasn't raining down. It was like raining up. And then I remember looking up and I go, it's raining. And then I remember seeing 3 suns. And I was like, oh, that's fish. So I ran to my house and I ran up the steps, and my sister was laying in bed, and I was like, and she's like, yeah, I'm pregnant with a little boy. I mean, with a little girl. And I said, okay. And so then she calls me like literally the next day, and I'm like, you're pregnant with a little girl. She's like, how'd you know I was pregnant? I was like, because I had a dream about fish last night, and you were laying in bed, and you told me I'm pregnant with a little girl. So she kept saying, no, I'm pregnant with a boy, I'm pregnant with a boy, pregnant with a boy. Well, then Brianna was due August the 21st, and she was born July the 29th. So, and she's a girl. I remember when I had the dream when she was pregnant with Tim. I mean, not Tim, with Nick. No, with Nick. I remember, because I remember it was me and Desiree. We was like in the middle of a field, and like she told me, and like this is in my dream, and we were. It was like we were in Africa, and I remember us being at the river, and we were fishing and catching food, and then that's when, because I had like a fishing line of a fish, and I remember she's like, here, change the baby, and I laid them down to change them. And okay, I was 16 when Nick was born, but almost 17. And so like when I went to change him, his penis fell off. And I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do? And so I remember waking up and telling my sister, I'm like, you're pregnant with a little boy. And she's like, no, I'm not pregnant. I'm like, yes, you're pregnant with a little boy. She's like, no, I'm not pregnant. And this was like, what was this? This had to be like July of 2000. And then she got double pneumonia. And so she went to the hospital because she almost died. And that's when they were like, oh, well, you're like 7 months pregnant. And so she ended up having him September the 23rd. And so she went like in August to the emergency room, and that's when they told her that she was pregnant. And he wasn't supposed to be born until like October, but he was born in September. So he was born early. So that's why she was like 7 months pregnant then. And so yeah, so I remember that dream. I used to remember the dream of when she was pregnant with Tim, but I don't know if I ever had a dream of her being pregnant with I don't think I had a dream of her being pregnant with Desiree. I don't remember. But then I do remember her. I do remember because like the Brianna one like was weird, and like my fish died that morning, and then she called me, and I was like, oh, and I was like, you're pregnant with a little girl. She's like, oh, how'd you know I was pregnant? I was like, because I had a dream. So yeah, I lost Preston on the very same day that I found out she was pregnant. So yeah, and then I called Hannah Savannah my little bird poop babies, because bought the pregnancy test, took it over, or I didn't buy it, Aunt Margie bought it, and took it over there for her to take the test. Got out of the car, got pooped on. So I was mad and I was grossed out. My mom was like, that's good luck, and I was like, yes, I know it's good luck, but it's still gross. And so I went, washed it off, she peed, of course, immediately 2 lines pregnant. And then I remember we sitting there, we was talking for like almost 2 hours. Got up, left. As soon as I walked out my mama's door, boom, bird pooped on me. And I was like, son of a... And my mom's like, oh, that's good luck. And I was like, I hope I better have a lot of luck. And 8 wonderful months later, my little bumpkins were born. So yeah, they're my bird poop babies. And then, but yeah, so that movie had 3 sons, and if y'all know what it is, please let me know, because I would like to, because like I listened to that book, but that, like I said, was 2 years ago. And I would like to, because it was a real story. It was an actual story. I seen it on PBS. And but yeah, so it was a real story. It's about like a woman really wrote them, up under a surname, and because they didn't think that they would have she thought that they wouldn't have took her book seriously because she's a female. And then she walked into town, and her and one of her sisters went into town with her, which was a couple miles. And but she went in there, and she was like still scared, but because like they was wanting to set up like meetings and like having people talk. And then once the dude found out she was a woman, he's like, I gotta introduce you to everybody, like you're great. And like it didn't matter that she was a woman. But then the brother ended up having tuberculosis, and he gave it to one of the sisters. Like he literally coughed in the girl's face, blood. And so then she ended up dying of tuberculosis. I was like, son of a... Like, really? You go out and you be all this, and then you bring it back, and I'm trying to take care of you, and you give me tuberculosis, and now I'm dead? Come on now. But he hit the daddy, and I was mad. I was like, man, you don't hit your... Because the daddy was like 80 years old. But anyhow. So I like Renaissance, or whatever that genre is back in the days. The Pride and Prejudice days. The time period, I guess, days. But I did, and this is going to be a long video, and I do apologize. I hope y'all made it through. I do want to say, and I know that some of y'all probably will be like, you're gross and you're weird and you're odd. And yes, I guess I am. But I did listen to all 3 books of 50 Shades of Grey. Now, I know that 50 Shades of Grey is a erotica. Yes, I do know that. And I actually got the first book, then I found that there was 2 more, so I'm like, I gotta get the other 2 books, like audiobooks. And good thing, because like I looked online and it was like $200. I'm like, I'm not spending $200 for 3 books, 3 and so luckily enough, I went to McKay's bookstore. They sell used books and games and all that. And went to McKay's and they had all 3 audiobooks. Or the audiobooks for all 3 books. Anyways, so I got all 3 of them and I did listen to all 3 books. I did not listen to Grey. I have not read Grey. That is the 4th book. But like from the first one, of course, I went in because I'm like, I want to know what everybody's talking about. Like the movie's about to come out. I know nothing about 50 Shades. So then I did like the first one. I'm just like, okay, well, this dude is just weird. And then it was like the middle of the first book when I very first was starting to get to know him. I was just like, oh, well, okay, he's a little, he's a little strong-minded and very and I thought male chauvinist. And I was like, no, you evil, da-da-da-da-da. And then by the end of the first book, I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel sorry for Christian. Second book, I understood more. I mean, everything was tied in a bow once I knew his story. And so when people that haven't read the book and only seen the movies, when they very first, like if somebody's like 50 Shades of Grey, they go, oh my gosh, you like porn and da da da. And I'm just like, before you judge it, read it. Before you judge it, read it. Because yes, it's an erotica, but it is so much deeper than physical. It's like I said that because like one of my friends mistakenly rented it for her 2 nephews, or it was like a niece and like 2 of her nephews and a niece, and then like her son, because she thought, okay. And then she's like, oh, they cannot watch that. And she was embarrassed. And but she didn't know because she never read the book. But I told her, I said, before you judge the book, because if you only see the movies, yes, it is basically softcore porn. But if you read the books and you understand him, you would understand why he does certain things. If y'all haven't read the book, I really do recommend y'all read all 3 books, or even 4 books, because like I said, I haven't read Grey. Grey is like the prequel to 50 Shades. But I think that y'all should read it, and then y'all will understand how deep it is. But I also think that y'all should also read A Child with No Name, The Lost Boy, and Oh, what is the third book? It's by David Planner. Them 3 books. And that book, I read it actually in 11th grade. In 11th grade English. And I don't think I ever cried that hard in my whole life. That book was one of the, and I can't even say that I have read a more sadder book than The Boy with No Name. And if y'all ever read that book, like, it's a true story. So I can't even, because it literally, like, I block out certain parts of the book, or I try not to remember, because it is so sad. And sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, that baby. Even though he's way older than me. I think he's like maybe 15 years older than me, but I'm still like, that baby. Anyhow, mental illness is nothing to play with. Nothing to play with. Mental illness mixed with alcohol and mixed with neglect. His father, the neglect. His mother. Anyhow, the fourth thing that she said, that she went to school and was going to be a nurse assistant. I went to school and I got my CNA license. I did not do nothing with it because I went and I wanted to be a CNA to work with babies, because from 5th grade up to 11th grade, I wanted to be an accountant. And I had no idea what a midwife was, and I had no idea what a doula was. And if y'all know my story, I was in a group home. The group home that I was in was for pregnant girls. Now, no, I was not pregnant. And no, and it was also for girls that are recovering from drug and alcohol. No, I was not on drugs or alcohol. I was in that specific group home, which is a level 2. I was a level 1 kid in a level 2 facility. And the only reason why I was in a level 2 was because of my age. I was too old, as they told me. I was too old because when I moved into that level 2, I was 17. I was too old to go to a foster home because I was 17. I was almost an adult. I just turned 17, actually. Like, I went there Monday. My birthday was like the Wednesday before. So I literally was like almost, 17 for a whole week. But yeah, so I went to that group home only because of my age, and I was on a lot of medicine, like depression medicine, bipolar medicine, sleeping medicine. I was on a medicine to put me asleep at night. Then I was on a medicine to keep me awake and alert during the day, which is Adderall. I was on Adderall. Then I was on a depression medicine, and I was on a bipolar medicine. I didn't need any of them medicines. And 2 of the depression medicines messes up my cycle, so I was on a birth control pill. I didn't need the depression medicine because it's like, understandably, I was 17. I got through into this system, and me being in state custody really did not bother me because, like, I wasn't sad that I couldn't see my mama, like, initially. The thing that I was sad and depressed about was I couldn't be with Shandy. Now, if y'all don't know, Shandy is my best friend. Shandy's my sister. I love Shandy. You know, her mom is my mom. You know, mom died in 2010. So she never got to meet the girls. She never got to meet AJ. Which AJ is Angel, mom's sister and son. And, you know, Shandy's cousin. Brianna, his little brother. Anyways, not my Brianna. Angel's Brianna. But like I loved mom. I loved her like beyond. Like I was there when they pulled her plug and I held her hand until the nurses came and got me and Angel out of the room. Like I was there. I'm not gonna say loved like in past tense because I still love her. Like my love for her is never gonna leave because I love, not past tense, still present mom. And so that's what I was depressed about, was I didn't get to be with Shandy and mom. And so then the bipolarness I was angry because they promised me that I was going to get to talk to mom and Shandy. They promised me that I thought that was Gary's phone. Sounds like something's vibrating. It might be his phone. But like it was a lot of empty promises and they didn't come to fruition. So naturally I was angry. Focusing in school, I never focused in school. So I probably did need Adderall. What I did not like about Adderall is I focused too much. I don't know if that's even a thing. What it was, and I take it in the morning. I went to school and I did my work, and then I just got up and walked around. Which at the group home, because like I went to school on campus, so walking around was just walking around a building, which, you know, it wasn't nobody in that building but the fellow group home people. But all the girls that were pregnant was, of course, in my school because they weren't going to get to go to real school because they were pregnant. And not that anything's wrong with that, but all the pregnant girls was in my school. So, but that's what I did. I did my work, handed it in, then I got up and walked around. Because like I was then too focused, or I would start to do my work and then something would catch my eye and I start staring at it and I start thinking about it, and then about time I'm like, oh yeah, I was doing my work, school's over, or we're on to the next chapter. So Adderall made me focus too much, sometimes on the wrong things. The sleeping pill, I don't like medicine, but I didn't like the feeling of, I didn't like what it did was it made me feel like I couldn't breathe. And so like before I started panicking, like I would be asleep. So like I would feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so sleepy, I can't breathe. And then it's morning time. And then, like I said, the depression pills messed up my hormone levels, so I was on a birth control pill. Yeah, for that, to keep my cycles regular. And there was a lawsuit going around, I don't know if it still is, that if you have pseudotumor cerebri and you took these birth control pills, I don't know which pills I took. They don't have my records. Not that I want the not that I wanted into the lawsuit, but then it would answer a question: why do I have pseudotumor cerebri? Is this what caused it? And since I don't know, I can't tell them. I don't know if that's why I have pseudotumor. I don't know if birth controls caused it. I don't know if it was just like a fluke thing. I got my first headache when I was in that group home, July of 2001, and it is now August 2018. So I've been having headaches for 17 years. So yeah, the struggle is real. But yeah, so like I said, at the group home, there was pregnant girls. So then when the girls wanted a midwife, and I was like, what is a midwife? Learned what a midwife was, and I'm like, oh, I want that. I want to work with babies. So naturally graduated high school, took CNA classes, found out on my graduation day, which the classes were only 3 months, found out on my graduation day you have to be an LPN to work with kids. Well, I graduated May of 2018, went to college August of 2018, graduated from college October 2018. So I just was like, I'm not going to do another 18 months in school. What? Oh, I thought you had 2 bags. I was going to say, what's the second pill? Looked like it was 2 bags.
What I was saying on the way in was Hannah walked right through the big puddle. I said, your shoes are going to be all wet now. She said, my shoes aren't wet. I said, I'll not believe it. I'll not believe it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There ain't no way it couldn't be, because it was way up over the black of her shoes.
What are you eating, Van?
Where did you get 2 extra Tic Tacs from?
She got the whole container in her hand.
No, that was empty.
Oh, I don't know.
I got my toys on.
Did you sneak and grab some more?
Okay, we'll take your pants
One
off.
around?
And but yeah, so originally I wanted to be an accountant. I wanted to be an accountant from 5th grade to 11th grade, and then switched to midwife. And then last but not least, Hannah, go get Marquita Jr. Yeah, and make sure you have her glasses.
Hurry.
And then, I don't know, you shouldn't have been playing with her. But anyhow, y'all, it was another thing that CGG said, that she played with dolls all the way up to 24. Well, for my 17th birthday, I got a doll. Her name is Marquita Jr. She is a little black doll, and she has glasses, because I wanted an American Girl doll. And well, I mean, Walmart had these dolls. And is her glasses in our van? Where's her glasses?
Nikki.
Oh, I'm not gonna
I can't find them.
Well, you shouldn't have took them off. But anyways, this is Marquita Jr. And she
She's going to spade. Mommy,
hold
she wants
on.
to be in the video.
She is in the video. And she
wants
has,
to talk.
can I please? And she has glasses, little, yeah, and she, yeah, I do, like, the girls lost her glasses.
And
but
her,
she,
show her her nail polish.
no, she don't have on no pants. Go. She don't have on no pants. And then I also have a
Modesty.
Yeah, Modesty. She's a lady.
Yeah.
So then
She is a lady.
she's a little lady.
She's a little.
And then so that's Marquita Jr. That's my baby. And then I have a bear, which is Ikaika Lamaika. And Ikaika I named after, if y'all don't know,
This is my domestic.
If y'all never seen Orange Town, is that their name? Oh no, O Town. I think it stands for Orange Town, but it's O Town. The group from the 90s. They were going to be the next NSYNC Backstreet Boys 98 Degrees, but they came in like at the back end of like the boy band like popularity. Like now, you know, it's One Direction and them, like, you know. But anyhow, okay, Savannah. And so no, you're not flipping. You're not. Get down. But yeah, so O Town and Phil Pearlman. See, Phil Pearlman, he's the one that discovered NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, 98 Degrees, and a couple other people. But like, he's a very talented man. So that's when he brought the band, and I say THE, the band, and I only have to spell it because that same year is when Diddy, Puff Daddy, Diddy, I don't know what he wants to be called, Puff Daddy. I say Puff because I was in the Puff era. So Puff Daddy, Sean Puffy Combs, Diddy, whatever. He
that's why
made also on MTV. No, see, the band THE was on ABC, and the DA band, which is Diddy, was on MTV. So I'm talking about THE band.
They won't plug it up.
And so what happened? It was a guy on there. His name was Ikaika. I don't remember his last name, and he was from Hawaii, and that's where he was named from. Ikaika, Hawaii. I mean, like, his last name wasn't Hawaii, but he was born in Ikaika, Hawaii, and so he, you know, his mama named him Ikaika. IKA. And so I heard that name and I was like, I love that name. So when I got my bear, because that was the very first thing that, because like they gave it to like all the kids when they enter state custody, and I was like, well, I want a bear, and it's a big bear. But I was like, I want one, so they had to basically track one down. They found me one, and I was so excited because I was like, yes, I got one of them bears. And the first thing I did was I was like, Ikaika Lamaika, and so that was her name, Ikaika Lamaika. And then when I moved